Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today, many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. And this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, 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 bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
So for the generation that is born right after the crisis, we call them the profit archetype, and that would be, for instance, boomers, but we've had many other examples. Indulgently raised in a very secure era. They come of age during these times of spiritual awakening, a lot of protests, a lot of social divisions, and they break through. They try to, they want to individualize the country. They want to free individuals from the sort of tyranny of the collective.
Give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Everybody wanna ride for it with no car. Make a lot of money, live life like the stars do. If you do what they do, then what kind of king are you? Don't let money change you for the bad. Do what gods do. Everybody say they want power, but they don't really want power. They let the money hoes the fame make them a dummy. Money never made me, bitch, I'm making the money. I keep a smile every day, whether rain or sunny. A main bitch a day, wanna she kept it 100. A young 5'6" addict who love to get blunted. Off in the bed, I'm the dog, that's right, I'm atomic. Bury the bone in the cat, get back to the money. All the jealousy and lying niggas throwing at each other over crumbs on the cool, it's hard to consider. Some of you niggas to be real, cause you're real bitch made. These days, hell a whole bit harder than niggas. I don't give a fuck, never have, never will. Real niggas really scared to tell it like it is. So many heartbreaks, hella blood, sweat, and tears over game. Now this is how I feel, tell them I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Too Short, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck. Beat it with the microphone, I'm a flame spitter. Was a peacemaker, now a menace like the cane, nigga. Haters and you homo thugs, fucking up the game, nigga. We were never in the same class, you a lame, nigga. I don't got time to be dissing a nigga who ain't worth a penny, cause mentally I'm too above for dissing the fake. On top of that, I'm a player, the player hating that's never been in my blood, nigga. That's ammunition for hate. If I call up the cavalry, it'll be a fatality. One phone call, they And you homo thugs fucking up the game, nigga. You a lame nigga. Give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck. Give a fuck, give a fuck. Give a fuck, give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, give a fuck. Give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck, give a fuck.
Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? What's happening, man? Hey, happy Monday to everybody, man. I know for a lot of y'all, this is the beginning of y'all week. You know what I'm saying? I hope you got up on the right side of the bed this morning and you started off productive. You know what I'm saying? Hell, my start of the week was yesterday, but you know, I get it for you 9 to 5s. You know what I'm saying? Peace, peace, peace. What's going on? What's happening? To everybody that's going to watch this video in the future and everybody that's in it right now, I saw Mac 285 and Twin in the building. I got to say peace and what's happening to those two gentlemen right there. But hey, look, y'all, I'm still on price watch. I filled up yesterday on my way headed down to Florida, and it's staying steady at 539.9. It's staying steady. The next height we get, I'm going to video that. And I'm going to keep doing it until the shit go down. You know what I'm saying? And then we can discuss the reasons why it went down. We can discuss it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. So you see the title of today's video as I ride down the road. Matter of fact, I'll do you one better. Let me play you this. Let me play you this. I can do you one better.
Because NATO is us. You can ask Putin. Putin fears us. He doesn't fear. He has no fear of Europe whatsoever. He fears the United States of America and the military that was built by me in the first term. Yeah.
President. Simple as that, folks. Now, I didn't say it. I didn't say it. Trump had some type of babble session this morning. I don't know. He was talking about a myriad of things that, you know, just babbling at the end of the day. Talking about the Kennedy Center and all type of crazy shit. And he said out his own mouth, Putin don't fear the European Union. Putin fears the United States of America. Based upon the military that Trump built, according to his word. In the first term, the hell with now, in the first term. Putin fears it. That's what he said. So, some of you anarchists, Negro Reds, MAGA, tear the house down, wing nuts, y'all gonna have to explain that one to me, folks. If Russia fears the mighty fighting force of the United States military, because at the end of the day, that's what we're talking about. If that's the case, why did he lift these sanctions on these Russian oil companies and their Russian banks a couple of days ago? Something that Europe opposed. Let's keep that in mind. You got to have a strong resolve. Now check this out. You got to have a strong resolve. Shout out to Jesse. What's happening, man? You have to have a strong resolve. Talking about Europe, right? That right now you're struggling from an infrastructure of a standpoint when it comes to the critical usage of fossil fuel within your region, i.e. Europe, right? I don't think nobody would deny this. Before 2022, Europe relied heavily upon Russian oil. That's just a fact. We understand it. Nobody, I don't think, disputed that like ever. But here comes the resolve. To the point where Russia invades a sovereign country, i.e. Ukraine, despite whatever side you want, don't nobody give a damn, right? They invade the sovereign country in Ukraine, decides as a bloc, military and financial, as a bloc, i.e. European Union, we denounce the unprovoked invasion of Ukraine by Russia. We stand with the United States in invoking financial sanctions upon Russia, knowing that we got to get the damn oil from them, LNG to heat our homes in all across Europe, right? Despite that, they still hold steadfast. Then in comes dumbass part 2 with Trump. Gets us into once again, unprovoked war with Iran. He finds himself up shit's creek when it comes to strategy. And now we're going to get into this part later on. Now he's calling upon NATO allies to come help with the command and control of the Strait of Hormuz. I can't make heads or tails of it, folks. You mean that same NATO you said at one point in time needs to be like dissolved? That same NATO? Like, what are we talking about? Somebody is going to have to explain the inner workings of how that shit's supposed to go. I mean, some people believe, not some people, I ain't gonna name no name. Some people believe NATO is a joke and we need to get out of NATO. Some people believe that, right? Yet here Trump is begging, essentially that's what he's doing, begging for NATO cooperation in the command and control of the Strait of Hormuz. Somebody make heads or tails of it. Somebody. Can anybody provide me with a logical explanation regarding that particular strategy? Matt, could you help me out? Twin, what about you, man? Jesse, can you give me some type of reasoning behind this? Just give it to me. I'll say again, some people believe that NATO is a financial, military, and geopolitical burden upon the United States of America. Some people believe that. Yet, here we are finding ourselves calling upon same countries in NATO to do us a solid and help us with this whole Strait of Hormuz situation. And to top that, lifting certain financial sanctions on a country you just said fears us. Why would we need to do that? Hell, if that's the case, why you just didn't bogart Russia? If that's the case, so what I'm telling y'all, expect some type of crazy ass rationale within the next couple of days trying to explain this whole situation. Expect it. It's coming. Last I checked, several countries have already rejected Trump's call to bring military assets to the Strait of Hormuz in order to command and control. They've already rejected it. Germany was the latest from what I saw. A NATO country. I can pretty much already tell you now, probably the whole of EU is going to say, nah, man, you got it. And we'll be discussing this in further detail Thursday night on Tate Fist Politics, episode 9, where our leading story is going to be discussing the SAVE Act. But I will have this story nestled in as well. I found out some interesting facts when it comes to the European Union and reliance on fossil fuel. I found very interesting some of the research that I've compiled. Very interesting. So we'll be discussing this particular aspect as well. And finally, we're going to get around to this week talking about the Jasmine Crockett, James Tallarico primary race, as well as the return of the Duck of the Week. This week, Tate Fist Politics, episode 9, to SAVE that. But I want to focus on this particular. I want to know, again, because I get, let me just say it like this. Everything that I was told prior to November 2024 is now happening in reverse. Like literally everything. And you got people rationalizing, coming up with convoluted reasoning, multi-layered, multifaceted. %, correct, Matt. Verse uno. Trump pulled a reverse card on y'all. And now he's left you to your own devices. To your own devices. To where you try to explain yourself into a ditch. Again, Trump just said out his own mouth, Putin fears the United States. Fears them. Yet here we are lifting sanctions on Russia that nobody agrees with. Nobody, literally nobody. Even the people that have taken the most impact on not getting Russian oil, which is Europe. Why is that? I'll explain it all on Thursday night. Because, you know, I do research. A lot of other people, they just babble. I got all the information compiled. Because you would have to ask on the surface, why would it make sense for a economic bloc like the European Union directly oppose something that would be beneficial to them? Why would they do that? Most people, i.e. MAGA maniacs, they will look at that on its face and run with it. But there's something to it. That eventually in the long run is going to lead to exactly what you want. The dissolving of NATO from a financial standpoint. And the ones that actually that's going to be left out would be the United States. But that's a whole nother story. See, some people want anarchy in the United States. Some people want that shit like internally, that's what they want. They want anarchy. They talk all this shit about make America great again, America first, blah, 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 this and that. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. They want anarchy. They want pandemonium. That's just a fact. You got people on here talking about de-dollarization when it comes to the petrodollar and BRICS and all that. Why would you like pom-pom for that shit when you're in America? Shit is insane. Well, it's because their values don't align with American values. That's just what it is. They secretly Negro red, communists. You know, or fascists, autocrat sympathizers and shit like that. They don't give a fuck about freedom. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Trump said Putin fears the United States. Yet all of his actions would say, look, we in cahoots with Russia. That's just what it is. I mean, it's constant contradictions with Trump, man. He got people believing that somehow the Strait of Hormuz don't affect us. He said that in his little Babel session today, too. That only around 3% of oil that we see in the United States come through the Strait. That's not how the market works, dumbass. The market is a global market. It don't matter how much oil comes through the Strait that we see. It's the totality of the oil market as a whole. Any strain is going to raise prices, no matter if we see the oil or not. You hit the nail right on the head, Matt. People don't understand it's a capitalistic country, and it always will be. MAGA don't want capitalism. MAGA want big government. MAGA is left-wing. They populist. They don't give a damn about no capitalism. They don't give a shit about it at all. They nationalist socialists. I'm gonna keep it real. Now I ain't saying that in the context of the historical nationalist socialists, i.e. Hitler and so on and so on. I'm not talking about in that aspect. I'm talking about is they nationalist in terms of isolationism, protectionism, anti-globalist, in that sense of being nationalist, socialist being handouts, socialist being under the guise of MAGA-ism, providing for the people. from a nationalist point of view. That's what populism is. Me and Vac have had these discussions before. There's no such thing as right-wing populism, left-wing populism. That shit that's not a thing. Populism is populism. Which is false in and of itself. Because populism is derived upon this false sense of overall democracy, which America is not. America is a republic. If we were a full-blown democracy, hell, it's a probability we'll still be in chains right now. Because of the mass of the people. With democracy, the people vote on every fucking thing. Every aspect of our society is voted upon. That's a true democracy. If that were the case, Lincoln would have asked, hey, look, man, is it a good idea for us to go to war with the Confederacy or not? I'm pretty sure the overall majority would say no. That's a democracy. That's what MAGA wants. They want it under the guise of the republic, i.e. the representatives, to be at the beck and call of the autocrat, which is Trump. And the Constitution is thrown out the window. Now, some people may argue, getting back on topic, some people may argue it's a bad thing for the United States. Well, again, going back to that word hegemony, right? It's a bad thing to for the United States to impose itself on other countries based on power, right? At the end of the day, that's all hegemony is, power. The global hegemon, right? I would say yes and no. I would say yes, every country has a right to its sovereignty. I would say that. But also, the world as a whole has an obligation to the people of the world to conduct itself from a globalist standard when it comes to trade and diplomacy. MAGAs don't believe that shit. I don't think anybody is arguing that, and again, this is another MAGA trope, that there should be like some type of police force of the world. Remember, the trope always used to be the world's police, the United States, and nation builders, and all this type of shit. I don't necessarily believe in that, but I do believe in know your role and shut your mouth and get on board when it comes to this globalist standard of capitalism. Play ball. If you don't play ball, we'll isolate you to the point where you become a hurricane like North Korea. North Korea is a paper fucking tiger. I can almost guarantee it. If they weren't, and if they weren't being coddled by countries like China and Russia when it comes to their nuclear program, North Korea would have been knocked out of existence a long time ago. A long time ago. But again, how do you play the long game? How do you play the game of diplomacy? How do you play the game of global trade? How do you isolate others that's not willing to play that game? You see what I'm saying? That's a fact. Our hegemony is important based upon how we deal in trade. But I'm not saying that is set in stone. How do I know it's not set in stone? because of what the European Union is doing right now, based upon the fact that they don't even agree with what you believe is their reliance on Russian oil. They're not even down with it. Why is that? Again, I'm going to save the answer for Thursday night, 8:30 p.m. Take Fist Politics, episode 9, Saving the Save Act. I'll reveal all then. You got to tune in. You got to tune in. And all will be revealed by the political prophet amongst men. So here we are in a situation. Asking for NATO's help. Lifting sanctions on Russia. Threatening China, by the way. Threatening China, asking them for help and say, if y'all don't help, it ain't going to be a good look. Drill, baby, drill. Kill, baby, kill. No new wars. And again, y'all know what my favorite slogan is right now. Everybody say it with me. Trump, low prices. Kamala, high prices. Simple as that. No multi-layered dialogue needed. So I just wanted to come up here real quick, man, and give an outline of this week's show. If anything else pop up, hey, I'll come back on live again. I like doing these lives these last couple of weeks, going down the road. They've been therapeutic, to say the least. Very therapeutic. Oh, and one more thing. The review is in on Black Sun's batting average. Like, again, right now he's batting .333. He's 1 for 3 in batting average in the game. And that one hit that he got was under review. I told y'all this last week. Well, turns out, after further review, the hit don't count. I'll be explaining that as well on TFP this week. So you know what, Bumpin'? I'll give y'all a little tidbit now. We'll go into further detail. Trump just came out yesterday and proposed a farm bailout. Everybody heard about the farm bill. He's been doing them since first term because he don't know what the fuck he's doing. He proposed the farm bailout with the same standard shit like all the other bailouts he did. But this time, now check this out. Hold your head because it might screw off your body. So hold it. In this proposal, he says that he's going to allow, not even like, because it ain't up to him. He's going to basically implement certain restrictions to be lifted when it comes to mass deportation and immigration to allow farm owners to basically put into reemployment when it comes to the illegals that was working on the farm, picking your strawberries and your apples and all that shit. Yeah, you heard me right, folks. You heard me right. Where are the niggas at that was supposed to be in the field in replacement of the illegals? Where they at? I was told, and again, I can make an argument to say, hey, look, when it comes to certain aspects of illegal immigration, it's definitely a negative impact when it comes to the black community. In certain places like New York, Chicago, et cetera, et cetera. When it comes to government resources, you ain't gonna get no argument out of me with that. But for a nigga that live in Covington, Georgia, for me, for a nigga that live in Beaufort, Georgia, where this absolutely has no effect, you state your claim as to why you stamped your vote. My argument was none of this should even be a thing if y'all would have elected the right local government in the first place. Why are we putting all the onus on the federal administration? You niggas voted for Brandon Johnson when he told you what he was going to do before you voted for him. You niggas voted for Eric Adams, told you what he was going to do before you voted for him. Some of y'all y'all political aptitude is very low. First and foremost, let me say that off the off the rip. A lot of you niggas political aptitude is very low, like very, very low. And the only thing that really boosts it up is when we get around to the presidential election. And then you just start going off talking points, not doing your own research, not understanding the policy platforms of each party and each candidate. You're just going off what you heard. For years, I've been saying the same shit. Everybody know I'm consistent on this. You got mad at Biden. You got mad at Brandon Johnson. You got mad at Eric Adams. When you can throw Biden out of the equation and understand what the hell you're doing before you do it. I was saying this during the Johnson election. I remember it because E was on the channel at that time over at the arena. And we was explaining to that nigga, hey, look, man, don't make the wrong choice. Here are the points on why you should maybe reconsider A, B, and C. And now niggas mad. All the government money going toward illegals, and they getting that. You remember niggas was saying they getting $7,000 on a debit card and three course meals at 5-star hotels they living in. Well, we had a comprehensive, detailed discussion on this during the Chicago mayor race, and you chose not to listen to the political. See that, and that's how it usually goes. Most people don't take heed to the warnings of the political prophet. It's been like that since time immemorial. Then you just have to live with the consequences. So now even Trump is backing off of that. He said, hey, look, man, food prices going up. Supplies low, demand is high. We fucked up. I have to put into this new comprehensive bailout package. Jesus and Julio, and we must allow them back in order to pick our berries and our fruits and our vegetables. Because you niggas ain't doing it. I thought you niggas was going to go out there, but you didn't go. That's what Trump said. According to y'all logic, niggas should have went out in droves applying for farmhand positions and filling out applications. But you did not do it. So Trump said, oh, well, I guess I got to go back to square one. I blame you niggas for that. Just a fact. So you could throw that whole mass deportation shit out the window. Just throw it out. Just throw it out. But again, like I said, I just wanted to pop up here real quick. If anybody got any questions or comments, man, I'll put the link in the chat real quick before I go. If not, then we're just going to go and get on up out of here. We're just going to go ahead and get up out of here. But what are y'all thoughts, man? What are y'all thoughts on NATO countries refusing to send any military assets to the Strait? And ultimately what that's going to do is further impact prices here at home. What y'all think about that? The Hormuz Coalition is what he wanted to call it. But nobody's willing to join. I mean, you're going to get your usual suspects like Hungary. And hell, you might not even get them because they align with Russia. They align with Russia. Slovakia, they align with Russia. So who's willing to join this coalition? Can't say Pakistan because Iran is allowing Pakistani exports to go out to them. So it looks like we're in a pickle, man. Looks like we're in a pickle. And you hit the nail on the head, Jesse. It's unjustified. It's unjustified. Say what you want about Obama. Say what you want. The JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal, was the best thing smoking when it came to tampering down tensions in the Middle East. And Trump tore it up like a dumbass. He tore it up. You can link us being into this conflict with Iran directly to Obama and the Iran nuclear deal, like directly. Well, now you're moving the goalpost, though, Jesse. Because I never said nothing about liberty. I'm not saying. Again, let me reiterate. Say what you want about Obama. I'm not gonna take that from you. I'm talking specifics here. The Iran nuclear deal was a good deal. Libya, maybe not so much. So, don't put all your eggs in one basket, Jesse. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it. Okay, all right, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I understand that. I understand that. So yeah, let me go and get up out of here. I'll figure ready to stop in a second anyway. Again, Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Tate Fist Politics, episode 9, Saving the SAVE Act. That'll be our leading story, talking about the SAVE Act. We'll also be discussing what I'm talking about right now. NATO refusing to involve themselves in this conflict. James Tallarico, Crockett, and mass deportation. We'll be discussing all those topics. I appreciate that, Jesse, man. So if anything else come up that I need to talk about, be on the lookout for another live with that. So with that being said, man, hey, I say peace.
Yeah.